Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot and welcome for your reading for the new moon in Aries for April 2021. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time discussing the astrology of the moon because Saturday evening, 6 p.m. GMT, so 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific, I'll be live streaming for the new moon. I'll be doing readings there as well. And also, I'll be having on astrologer David Fisher so we can pick apart the new moon on the astrology level. As ever, this is a general reading, or will be once I cover what I've pulled out of the new moon. And general reading rules apply. You know, there's an intro here with a timestamp below, so you can fast forward to the reading, one if you want to, but please hang around once for this intro, because I would like you to watch your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, especially your rising sign. That's the one that I always feel is the most important. But hey, it's a new moon. Watch your moon sign. But in the first, I'm just going to pick out some aspects. It's probably the wrong word to use in this case. Some significations of this new moon. But as a general reading, you know, general reading rules will apply. Timing's not absolute. Roles can get reversed. You know the plot by now. And although you can ask a question prior to the reading, so you can have a think about that while I'm going through the moon itself, then hopefully that reading will give you some form of answer and you'll be able to tell if it's not a reading for you. It's a Celtic cross this time, so it's still, I don't like that idea of take what resonates. It's either the lot or nothing. That's the way my mind works. Whole thing or nothing at all. But again, with a Celtic cross, there is an element of past and present, so you'll be able to tell whether it's for you or not. Right, let's get on to this moon, 22 degrees Aries. Now, on the Facebook page for this channel, I've already posted a lot of the astrologers discussing this new moon, and every time I find a new show, I'll be posting that up there as well. So as you know, with the sun ingress into Aries, that's the start of the astrological new year. But it's almost like that between the sun ingress into Aries and the new moon in Aries is almost like a planning time, a waiting time, a time of potential. And the new moon in Aries is what really kicks the year off. Now, this year it's at 22 degrees Aries and is ruled by the angel Melahel, who as a degree angel represents sharing the flame, a healing capacity. That's good signs to start off with. Now, as one of the Shem HaMephorash, that's the angels who bear the name of God, and the meaning of Melahel's name is the God who deflects the evil. Now, all of these angels have 5 points around the zodiac, and I've been drawn recently to study these 5 points because, hey, that's where my background is. I want to know about the pentagrams. So, Melahel, you'd think all of them, but not according to the reference I've been looking at. But Melahel's 5 points do indeed form a pentagram, as do most of the degree angels, but strangely not all of them. Nithaya is one that doesn't. So if you have planets, obviously at 22 degrees Aries, but also 4 degrees Cancer, 16 degrees Virgo, 28 degrees Scorpio, or 10 degrees Aquarius, this could be a wonderful new moon to start something really, really creative, because it's a direct pentagram, quintile aspects between the various points, obviously, and there can be some wonderful energies being brought up by that. The fact that it's at 22 degrees, 24 minutes, is it 24 minutes? Yeah, 24 minutes Aries. It's in the first half of 22 degrees, because looking at the symbols, this degree is a little bit double-edged. But just going back to that pentagram, this is also the pentagram of the Saturn of Dion Fortune of the Order of the Golden Dawn. So if you know anything about Dion Fortune, you know that I expect setting intentions, doing some form of creative magic, or doing some form of creative project, starting it on the 3 days of this new moon to have some extra whammy, extra blessing, especially if you invoke the angel Melahel in this process. You know, even if it's you're just about to put paintbrush to canvas and say, Melahel, assist me with this. Angels need permission. They can't just do what they're designed to do without your permission, because they will always respect your free will. And Melahel especially is about those healing efforts. Supports the development of your healing gifts, I'm looking at right now, and helps you to accept those parts of you that you feel are hard to love. Restores and revitalizes with the energy of love. That's coming from an Aurosoma site that I used to think Aurosoma was a bit weird, and then I tried using it one time, only the one bottle, but I had spectacular results. So if you find one of those, what they called essences that you're drawn to, go for it. Now, Melahel is a guardian angel of a period of Cancer, July the 12th to the 16th. So if you are Cancer, Sun, Moon or Rising, this should also be very, very useful to work with Melahel in your new creative project. And in terms of doing the magic, there is, now, where is it? Oops, I've put it in the wrong place. So there is, from Franz Barden, he, through his magical work, he found names and sigils for what he called the degree heads, those beings that exemplify, can explain the energy of each individual degree of the zodiac, as beings that a magician can evoke. Now, the name of the entity or degree head for 22 degrees Aries is Belisarius. Now, quoting from Barden's notes, this head, like the two foregoing ones, is superior to the others in wisdom, cleverness, and sagacity. And he teaches the magician to apply the laws of the zone girdling the earth by the Akasha principle to realize them in the physical world. Belisarius is always willing to help the magician in any respect. So, as well as invoking Melahel, maybe have a little word with Belisarius as well. And what that phrase meant in English, he teaches the magician to apply the laws of the zone girdling the earth, i.e. the zodiac, the ecliptic, by the Akasha principle to realize them in the physical world. This, now, I am not a fan of quite a lot of the manifestation philosophies. I think it's taken a perfectly valid magical law and forgotten the fact that there's numerous others, depending on who you listen to. There's 6 others or there's 21 others, you know. So 22 would figure with the major arcana, really, wouldn't it? Or the tree of life. So even with that, with the description of Belisarius and his capabilities, that it's the secret incarnate, you know. So which is perfect for setting things into motion. With Melahel's, getting my teeth tongue-tied, Melahel's healing influence as well, because hey, world needs a lot of healing at the minute, doesn't it? So I don't think there's any of us in the life that couldn't do with a little smattering of some good healing energy, either for ourselves or that we can then radiate out into the world in a good hippie woo-woo fashion, and actually do some good and improve the world. Now, this degree says take a chance. Looking at the Chandra symbol, the inside degree of this degree is Aries 23, because 22 degrees Aries to 23 degrees Aries is the 23rd degree, is a bottle labelled Drink Me. Now, if you remember, this is what made Alice in Wonderland shrink. The interpretation written from Inside Degrees is the force of events sweeps away who we thought we were and plunges us to a deeper place beyond the known. The sheer immediacy, the sudden clarity shifts mountains of intent into a different octave altogether. Being taken by storm is the most direct path from here to there. And when cosmic worlds are urgently coming through, the only smart thing to do is to step aside and make a huge amount of room for unexpected guests at events that you could never have arranged in your wildest dreams. Now, that, I think, is beautiful. Another interpretation says the bottle asks you to try something whose results you won't know until you do it. Take a chance. Just as the painter applies successive layers of paint to see what will happen. We tend to think it's good to be careful, but not always. This degree has a refreshing lack of caution that most often carries it to surprising and wondrous places. So we've got that manifestation energy. We've got that healing energy. Now, this is not something that's just naturally going to come in. This is something that you have to actually ask for and intend to use, because intent is everything. But there's, like I say, this degree is a little double-edged. Let's have a look at the symbols. I'm looking at the wrong page here. Was it Kosminski? Right, the Safarial degree symbol says it is a degree of weakness. Adriana Corelli says it's a degree of fatality. Now, that is not as bad as what it sounds. I'm not talking about a Mortal Kombat fatality. It's setting something into motion karmically and receiving karma where required. I mean, okay, we've just had a year's worth of zodiac action that's been all about clearing karma, but I personally think that it's probably something that's never going to entirely run out. Now, the Cherubel degree symbol says that in a birth chart, this can be malefic, to put it gently. I don't want to focus on this. Kosminski says it's a symbol of entrapping. So where I'm saying ask Belisarius, Melahel to assist you in your creative projects, ask especially Melahel also for the guidance, if it be right, and it harm none. All of those magical laws, and it harm none is one that tends to be forgotten. People just remember the do as thou wilt to be the whole of the law. It's and it harm none, do as thou wilt be the whole of the law. But you are opening a door to adventure with this particular new moon. Now, speaking of that, it's also something that you may not know what the result is, but you're unlikely, David will correct me Saturday night if I'm wrong, but you're unlikely to be upset in your efforts by some surprise left field event, because the moon is talking to every single planet in the sky bar Uranus. So there isn't that for the moon related projects. I'm not saying something unexpected won't turn up. There's Uranus aspects that's no doubt coming up. I can't remember off the top of my head. But in this one issue that you use the new moon for, this healing new project, what have you, it's not that the result will be unexpected, it's that you don't necessarily know what it is, but it's not something that's going to come and knock you off your feet unless that's in a good way. That's how I would interpret that. I'm putting all this information here for you to make your own mind of and see what feels right. And obviously, it links with your own chart and what way the wind's blowing, and there's Dane Rudyard with the Sabian symbol, a pregnant woman in a light summer dress, um, are showing it's indicating the conception and gestation, obviously, of the project that you are wanting, that you can use this new moon to come around. He sees this as a degree of inner fulfillment, or the potential of reaching towards inner fulfillment, and it has a keynote of fecundity, harvest. So it's double-edged. Ask for guidance, check that it's with the divine plan, and all the little caveats that you want to put in. And if you don't normally put those in, start. I am not suggesting that your will not be done, but the way I was trained, or the way I was work, was always add that "and it harm none," if this be in line with the divine plan, all those sort of caveats, and then go for it hell for leather, probably the wrong phrase, to see what occurs. And you're giving spirit the freedom to take you to the right place while working on what hopefully feels right for you. So, as I said, ask a question. And you don't have to watch this a second and third time, don't worry. Ask your question and I will bring the cards up. So, Scorpio, this new moon is occurring in your 6th house, which is all about your day-to-day duties, your routine, from brushing your teeth and taking the bus to work, to the housework, to your responsibilities in the world, all that sort of stuff. And I rather feel that if that's especially true, obviously, if you're Scorpio rising, because that defines what your houses are. Although if you follow sun sign astrology, it's your 6th solar house that it's happening in. Now, I think that you're being trained at the moment, but it may not look like it. I think that you are in some form of disagreement where there is a lot of people not really knowing a great deal about what they're talking about. And quite possibly, you are one of those people who doesn't know a great deal about what you're talking about. Everyone's got a little bit of information here, there, and everywhere, and it's like the parable of the 3 blind men and the elephant, and the 3 blind men are arguing and arguing and arguing. This is potentially a situation that is being manipulated for good or for ill. And yes, it can be manipulated for good. And I'll tell you why I think that is because how you're feeling at the moment. We've got the 2 of Cups. You're coming together with some factor in your life or some person in your life, and you're all loved up about it. So whether it's you've entered a new job and you love the new department and you love the new boss and you love the new colleagues, but that department is pursuing an agenda that another department in the same company is working against, for example. I can't escape the feeling that there's an element of training here, because this 5 of Wands specifically, but some of the 5 of Wands, I feel it's argument that is manipulated, that is controlled, but it also can be training, sparring. However, They are men wandering around with blindfolds and sticks trying to knock a hornet's nest off of the tree. Not a good idea. And they are blind to the effects of what they are doing. And that is your situation that you're in here on this reading. However, I do feel that... Oh, I get it. Right. There is something coming towards you that you only have a vague sense of. What is standing against you, a supportive thing coming towards you. What is standing against you is that sense of, I've had enough of this. Because with, from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, Aizalel, yeah. Aizalel represents loyalty. So there's some argument that you are loyal to whoever's drawing you into this argument, but you are really fed up of this argument. Really, really fed up. Keep going. Balance is coming to the situation. Spirit is bringing in balance. And with the Temperance card here being at the top, it is right for you to be here, because from the Angelarium we have Remph. All things burn away. All things turn to dust. Or a nicer way of putting it, this too shall pass. You know, so you were okay going into this situation, and you have loyalty for the reasons for going into this situation, and you are experiencing the need for the strength to maintain it. So whatever this clash, this combat's probably too strong a word, but debate, argument, working at cross purposes, all of that, whatever it is right that you are being loyal to whoever this is with you and carrying on with it and giving up now. That's what I can call the reading. Don't give up now. Giving up now would be counterproductive because you can't necessarily see what is coming to support you, but there is strength there. Now, we're going into a time, a Four of Pentacles time. This I'm feeling good about. So obviously Four of Pentacles is building a structure. It's protecting something. And I feel like you are protecting something. You are being led to an area where what you protect people stand to benefit. But again, there's, as much as this too shall pass, it hasn't passed yet. Because whoever you're working with is offering you transformation, or is going through a transformation of their own. But I think they are, I think there's an element of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Things are really changing around you and around them, and they are transforming, and they are causing you to transform, and they are asking you for a decision that are you sticking with them, because maybe they know that you're just fed up and a bit fed up of being in this situation. And I have to say, stick with it. Really, really stick with it, because it will work out to your advantage. As I say, you were okay going into it. This is promising change. Great change is coming up. Death card at the end here. And maybe you're worried that you're being manipulated, and maybe you are being manipulated, but if it is your friend, your ally, who you are loyal to, who is manipulating you, then I'm not bothered. I'm not worried at all. You know, this in terms of personal sovereignty, I should be, but this is going to a good end. And I don't feel any negativity about the person that you've been loyal to. And let's face it, this situation aside, if this argument, debate, argy-bargy wasn't going on, then you would still be feeling loyal to them. So the fact that this situation is going on Maybe you are there to provide them with the little caravan with horse drawn going past. That's nice. You are there to provide them with the strength, quite possibly, or they are providing you with the strength. But don't give up now. This will pass, and your loyalty will be rewarded here. With this death card that I'm actually feeling reasonably positive about. I mean, it's a scary death card. As death cards go, that's a pretty sinister one. But with loyalty being the thing that's been pointed out by the Oracle of Heaven and Hell card, but with Beleth being the Goetic spirit opposing here, I'm seeing that the death card is a representation of Beleth. And for me, that is a very positive symbol. Beleth tidies things up, puts things or people or spirits where they are supposed to be, plays with time in a way that is definitely working to an agenda, but tends to have beneficial results. And what you are going through right now is all part of a strategy, which I believe that you agreed to with this Two of Cups card here. So stick with it. Don't give up now. This too shall pass. All things will burn away. So I know that's using some pretty miserable terms to describe something that's really quite positive by the time you get to the end of this reading. So that was quick. Yeah, there's nothing else here. So if it means anything to you, Scorpio, comment down below. It's always nice to know that these readings find their homes, find the ears of the people that need to hear them. Please do take a moment to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps either the video or the channel. Subscribe especially helps. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. Your support is appreciated, believe me. And do not forget, 6 p.m. I've been saying GMT, but British summertime, 6 p.m. Saturday, 6 p.m. in England, in Britain. So 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Astrologer David Fisher will be joining us. Come and join. Okay, so remember, all things burn away, or this too shall pass, and that's good. Cheers.